Welcome to the Mike and JD Show YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I want you to do me a big favor before you check out this clip. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to throw in a comment and make sure you're a subscriber to this channel. And then I want you to share this video with your friends. Help us defeat the algorithm. And then if you like this content and you appreciate this content, please head over to patreon.com/the Mike and JD Show and support the show. That is how we actually get funded to be able to do this. So we thank you very much for being here. And now enjoy the clip.
Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you work your A game. A made no rains on the track when we unite and spit. This isn't A game, better bring your A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you work your A game. A made no rains on the
Mercedes Mone officially all elite, man. We talked about this a while ago.
We did.
A while ago. And it feels like it's a long time coming, but it's finally here. Like, so what's your vibe on all this right now?
Oh, I mean, so overall on AEW, like this is the most interested I've ever been personally, because they're bringing in all these wrestlers that I love. And I think it helps that like we're coming off the period of like awfulness from last year, right? So like everything that's good right now feels extra, like it's great, right? You know, you got Ospreay and Danielson coming up. Okada and the Bucks are just incredible. And now Mercedes Mone walks in here. And to me, AEW's never, I think, reached its absolute total potential. And it's because, you know, there's always been that conversation from people, right? Oh, the women's division, but the women's division, but the women's division. I feel like that has always been like the butt of the conversation, even for like the top AEW fans. We're not going to talk about the AEW defenders. So listen, every company in the world has those, so that and that's not a shot at AEW at all. But it's always been but the women's division. Now they have the biggest possible women's star signed to their company to lead the way. And listen, I don't really care about TV ratings all that much. I don't think they matter as much anymore because streaming's so big and things like that. But I watched the video. I watched that reaction on TV. And, you know, they gave her a theme song that people can chant with her, for her.
CEO.
Superstar. That's all you could feel when you watch Mercedes Mone. And that's what that is going to bring up that division. You felt that at the beginning of the show, at the end of the show, and in the middle of the show, there was a lot of good wrestling because that's what AEW is all about.
Yeah, I agree. Like the beginning of the show, like it, and I make no bones about the fact that I feel disconnected from a lot of women's wrestling in general. Like it's just typically not my thing. Like, and I don't mind it. I don't fight about it. I don't defend it. You know, if something's good, I'll watch. If it's not great, I typically don't watch. So I mean, like I'm kind of you know, I'm laissez-faire about it. That beginning of the show felt enormous. There was a weight to the show this week that it's hard to compare it to like the Punk night because that was special. Like that was a
10 years away.
Yeah, and I was in the building for that. So I mean, like that felt like something. This felt different, but it also had a gravitas. It had like an enormity to it. It felt like something big. And I know the ratings were up. Maybe they weren't what everybody wanted it to be, but I mean, like in the moment, it felt massive. It felt like a giant star was here. So, I mean, like, I think they did a good job in the moment with her. I think she felt huge. I don't know. I don't think they did a great job telling the audience, one, that she was going to be there. I think they tried to do the secret thing too much. And I think that hurt too much. Cause I mean, like I was talking to a friend of mine on Twitter the other day, and he's like, I don't think she's coming in. I'm like, she's been signed for 2 months. He's like, no, they haven't hinted at anything. I think something fell through.
That tells you all you need to know, I guess.
Yeah, and that kind of tells me, and he's a little bit more casual than I am. So I mean, like, so part of me is like, man, maybe they should have made a bigger deal about this than they did, you know, because I think they did undercut themselves a little bit, and I don't think they did a good enough job selling. Like, I got the hint that she'd be back for the main event, but you know, maybe we need to WWE this sometimes and go way over the top and hit people with a tack hammer. You know, I think sometimes I think sometimes I think AEW might be too subtle in how they. I mean, like I said, I got that she was going to be back, but based on the fact that it was gutsy to main event Riho and and Willow Nightingale. I liked that. I thought, hey, and it was a good match too.
Yeah.
But that's not a main event match typically. So I think they could have done a better job selling us that Mercedes was going to come back.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, ratings are freaking dumb anyway. So I mean, like,
Yeah.
I thought the show was great.
Exactly. And ultimately, that to me, that's all that matters. I want the show to be great, and the show is great. I think when it comes to like the way they sold, Mercedes, and obviously, like, I know Dave has been talking about this at nauseum, and people have kind of got on him for it, but it is the like Paul Heyman ECW effect, right? Like, oh, we want the pop rather. Listen, she's gonna get the pop no matter what. That's the thing. You could have said Mercedes Mone is going to debut on this very night. Like, you could have said that in big bold letters, and you know what? That Boston crowd was going to go crazy for her no matter what, because they knew. Like, that Boston crowd knew. And I just think, like, to get more eyes, like you said, on the casual fan, and listen, the Mercedes Mone super fans knew too. But it's the other fans that you want to keep pulling in. And ultimately, like you said, I don't really care about ratings. The show is great. These past couple weeks, past 2 months, really have been good to great. The pay-per-view is phenomenal. That Sting main event, obviously, like the greatest thing ever. Like, we're still feeling that. At least I am. I'm still feeling that. And in times when other wrestling may be questionable and life may be questionable, I greatly appreciate AEW and what they're doing right now. It is an all-star roster.